Wait a minute. Before you put on your cloak of hypocrisy, do not jump the gun. You and I are products of sex. When our parents were lost in a moment of ecstasy, engaged in an activity that adds to world population, the birth of a destiny, here we are today. In a world where teenagers have had more sex than sex education, simply because our parents didn't take up that occupation. Whenever the conversation pops up, mommy says, shut up. At age 13, she had no idea the number of naked ladies my eyes had seen. Yet, she changed the channel whenever there seemed to be a sex scene. How I wish she gave me an opportunity to come clean. Once I heard a Ghanaian celebrity say, sex is the sweetest thing in the world. Yet, whenever I was presented with questions about my sex, they wanted to find out if I was male or female. I wish I could tell the truth. Honestly, I couldn't recall the number of contraceptives Sally had taken before age 11. We were mommy and papa. I could tell the number of beads around their waist. Long ago, we had broken our virginity. But in the eyes of our parents, we still had some dignity. I would sneak into a bedroom whenever a parent were away. And there were days we even did it in the shower. Before you pull the trigger, there are lots of young folks out there who share in my story. And the situation is far worse in this dispensation of social media. Even in Sunday school, our teachers didn't talk much about sex. Most of the times, they entreated us to put God first. One could argue on the lines of chastity, but let's be sincere, we all will be found guilty in the court of morality. I do not blame my parents for not educating me on sex. Neither do I feel guilty breaking my virginity at an early age. On the contrary, I have no regrets, and it's an experience I just can't forget. We've got to be realistic. Sex has become one of the cheapest commodities on our markets today, where slave queens are just a phone call away. If you do not teach this generation to be responsible, I'm afraid the disease of the next generation will be incurable. I do not operate in the office of a prophet, but if we continue on this tangent, we will end up with more bastards and irresponsible fathers, baby killers mixing blood with sand. The termination of a pregnancy equals to or is far greater than the abortion of a destiny. Our teenagers must be responsible. I am not advocating for a world of fornication, but there must be a solid foundation. They've got to know not everything they see on the internet is true. There is much more to life than what we see on social media. If only Ajia was for real, if you are your dog, GH1 no go show pono, Aden, Senanaba, with over 4 wives, you still can't believe Bankwemba. You think the fake is news. It began with day. Even after a sex scandal went viral on social media, if you are still Schwarzenegger. I just don't want to make you understand, say, at the Pembi the Ubeko Uwo, you know the matter if you delay. In as much as it's funny, we've got to face it. Sometimes it just takes 2 minutes. What's the point of correction if this argument is done? After all, more lecturers they demand sex for grades. Even professors they sing Bella Ciao. Ministers they do 360 in pajamas. The libido knows no defense. Most of us are missionaries, I mean no offense. Big ups to Mama Zimbi. I was always ready with a pen waiting for your lessons after 10. Most people fail to talk about the fact that sexual intercourse goes beyond 10 to 15 minutes of fleeting desire. It is the coming together of two souls to become a whole. So be careful who you are sleeping with. Instead of trying so hard to become a player, why don't you channel your energies in prayer? Growing up, there was much talk about STDs, so we moved away from cassettes to CDs. How I wish grandpa was alive to see this. These young girls who do anything just to sit in a Mercedes. Final year students who don't give a fuck about their teasers. Pardon my choice of words. I couldn't find an appropriate one in English. Sex be the ish, so plenty relationships not they survive. I wouldn't pretend. I really love sex. The Securities and Exchange Commission. What were you thinking? If you God, you go punish the devil. In a world where young girls trade their innocence for prostitution, it's about time we take a second look at the Constitution. When the headmaster focuses on the kitchen stool, sleeping with our young sisters in secondary school, only a fool would agree this is cool. From Queens to Africa, more girls they like Atanga. It's unfortunate the good ones ended up in Kunti. If the pillars of these halls are weak, then we for repent. Much respect to the virgins in Mensan Saba. May you find good husbands in Winneba, Polydie, Sodom and Gomorrah. But I hear say the promised land Begimpa. There are lots of beautiful girls in GTUC. If only Okoro they see what they see. A standing ovation to all ladies in GIJ. Not forgetting the smart ones in UDS. We just have one life to live. And at the end of the day, we must have something to give. Sex. My name is Jibsam.